What's up, everyone? I wanted to pop in here and do a vlog for you guys. This one is not strictly for 3D printers or non 3D printers, it's for everybody. I think this is a general talk on anybody who is interested in 3D printing, have gone into 3D printing, or have some sort of 3D printing items in your house. So let's get into it. All right, so a couple things I want to cover, and again, just an open talk, and this is the broad spectrum of everybody that has been visiting this channel, subscribe to this channel, and what to expect in the future. Because I know that some of you are here for just 3D printing fun, just kick back and see, just enjoy the technology, see what's out there and the fun builds, which is amazing. I love it. That's what I live for. And then others are trying to get into 3D printing and want to know what to expect, right? So I do a lot of we'll try to do tips and tricks and some basic knowledge plus some advanced knowledge on everything that I learned through trials and tribulations, and I want to bring it to the forefront too. And one thing that I did want to talk about is, say you're not, you don't have 3D printers, you don't want to get into 3D printers, but you love the technology, and when you see items, you maybe want some 3D printed items that you buy. You see online, eBay, of course, and in the stores, they're going to start. You start seeing these pop up a lot because it is very niche and it's very trendy. And as time progresses, 3D printed items will be a common household thing. Um, Now, a couple things to kind of just be mindful when you do find things in the stores, or if you find a 3D printed item on Etsy or eBay, like I said, and you want to buy it for, like, say, let's just take Halloween's coming up, so Halloween decorations, and you're gonna find these prints that you'll find, and you'll get them. Now, once you get them, it's great. It's shipped to you. You display them. You have zero problem. So the issues are going to come into storing. Okay, storage of 3D printed items. Be very mindful that 3D printed items are very climate sensitive. Okay, especially in PLA plastic, which is the most common item that people print. If it's not specified, if it's not specified, it's usually PLA. It has a very low melting point. So even if you leave a printed item in a car that's about 80 degrees outside, so not that hot, it's going to, it could cause it to warp, distort, and you'll ruin the print. And there's really no fixing it after that. So if you're storing your Christmas decorations, your Halloween decorations outside in a shed or in a storage unit, be mindful that that could actually cause them to be destroyed. The best thing to do is to keep them in a closet, indoors, climate controlled as best you can. Short periods of time, it's fine for traveling, whatever it is, but just don't leave things in a car. Don't leave things outside where it gets ultra hot. Talk about heat now. Cold doesn't matter. So, and that kind of brings me to this point of, like, as things start to hit our lives more and the retails more. I've been seeing some of those articulated animals. Okay, I've talked about those before, of how those are a trend. Well, they're becoming huge, and I've seen the Five and Below stores. I've seen some actual retail stores starts to box these little 3D printed items in the stores, as selling them as toys. Um, I just don't think it's a. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's safe for um, those those companies to sell that kind of stuff and market it to very cheap and towards kids or whatever it is. Because again, 3D printed items have it. They don't have a high strength to them. Tensile strength to them. They could break easily. They could have choking hazards. You could be destroying them by, like I said, like what I just mentioned about storing. And I think it's noted to be mindful of what 3D printing actually is and what to expect from it. It's great if knickknacks. If it's not, I mean, you can create things and treat it well so it can survive all kinds of environments. But the things that you're going to find in the stores are not going to be it at all. And so, Well, two things, right? And again, this is just how these vlogs go. Two things. One, it's gonna be the expectations of when you bring it. I'm trying to curve that and tell you guys it might not last, and it might be due just because the companies out there, a lot of these are just printing and they don't care. They just want to make money off of it, and they're not giving you that aftercare. What you should be mindful of. Two, a lot of those items and a lot of those animals you see out there could be just a product of stolen models that companies print, and they don't care about who created them. They just want to print as many as they can to sell them as cheap as they can. Quantity will bring down that price. So if it costs $5 for you to buy it, it probably cost them, let's just say $4. So they're making $1 per. But they have 1,000 machines, so they don't really care. So there's been a lot of reports of stolen models, and then selling them in retail and selling them in bulk. Some at if some of these farmers markets or swap meets, whatever. If you don't see, like, to me personally, if I don't talk to the person who's selling them and they're not printing them themselves, or designing them themselves, I avoid that. And again, that's a preference that you will have to make that decision if you're in that market. But, as somebody who has a store and designs his own items for 3D printing and a very niche, very specified market, that's all behind me, the action figures, displays, stands, what have you. But I make sure to note that, here's how you treat this printed item when you get it. Okay, don't leave it in here. And here's the stuff that's can happen if you don't follow these rules. Also, I'm the owner of them. I design them and I print them myself. I have a print farm and I sell them myself. I don't have third party, and I don't offer my files for anybody else to print them. I want to control all that. I think it's just an easy way for it to not get out of hand. Those are my two rules that I live by. And then I also, when I'm out in the open and, looking at what people are also doing and selling to, I kind of keep that in mind. Are you the original owner of it? Yes, then I will support you 100%. Even if you do have, and you have to have permission too. If so, you're not the original owner, but you have permission, then I will support that. I won't support anybody who just takes things off the internet, prints them, and then prints 1,000 of them and tries to sell them. I don't, without permission. Okay, very, very key. So again, that should be common sense around. You don't want to steal from anybody, but it's happening out there. And 3D printing, as it gets more popular, and I'm telling you, as more households will have 3D printed items in their house, for it starts with novelty, starts with decorations, it starts with little knickknacks, little toy trinkets here and there, and then it gets into like actual furniture, kitchenware, bathroom stuff, decorations, everything. But if it's not printed in the right materials, then you're going to have difficulties and probably waste money if you just, like I said, just throw it out in storage or whatnot. And, I think if you're watching this, listening to this, and you already know, I apologize. But there are a lot of people and a lot of questions out there that I do get as far as like, I got this print item and it shattered on me, or I got this item, or I left it in the car and it melted. Of course, and again, it's like, okay, these are the parameters of 3D printing. This is what the properties are. So treat accordingly, right? Yeah. So again, it's good. Knowledge is power. And knowing, and even if it come across, I guarantee you, everybody in this world is going to come across a 3D printed item in their lifetime. Or if you're wanting to get into that field, say you want to get into 3D printing and you've seen those things where you want to design your own or get a license and print your own and make money out of it. It's a lucrative business. You can do it. Just know that it's not just a print 1,000 of them, ship them off, and if you don't give your customer that proper care or their proper instructions or that knowledge of how to handle those things, you're going to get a lot of returns. You're going to get a lot of complaints, and your business might fall short. So you've got to cover all bases. Now, I think the ownership is if you tell them, hey, here's this item you're going to buy, and here's how to treat it, and if they go ahead and break it on their own, then I mean they didn't listen, right? But as long as you progress that knowledge forward to them, it's fine. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to sit there and just get this off my chest, just rant a little bit about it, and try to cover all bases, when it comes to the 3D printing world and the what's out there. There's a big shift in today's modern world where 3D printing might be at the forefront of all future technology, and I will have to get into that when I kind of like formulate my own headspace around it, because innovation or competition breeds innovation, but also modern world, also any kind of arms race or any kind of military, any kind of industry that's militarized, the trickle down effect is huge. Unfortunately, it's at a cost, but the technology is going to just take off. Just by the millions. It's going to take off a lot. I see it. I see it happening. And I want to talk about it, and I want to prepare ourselves for it, good and bad, right? So anyway, guys, thank you very much for just stopping by and listening to me rant. And if you want, leave a comment in the section below, and we'll go back and forth on this. And in no way is the conversation ever over. It's always evolving. Tomorrow I can have a whole new look on certain things and come back here and do it again. But in the meantime, like and subscribe, and again, let me know what you guys are into 3D printing. Are you into it? You have one? You want to get into it, or are you just here just because you love watching it and you're entertained by it? Because that's how I started. I was entertained by watching people build droids, life-size cosplay, all that stuff, and I'm like, I want to do that too. And then just dove in head first with it. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for staying to the end of this. I will see you guys on the next one.